Back to Sister Circle Live. Our next guest is an artist, organizer, and freedom fighter who is the co-founder of Black Lives Matter. She's now here to talk about her powerful new book, When They Call You a Terrorist, a Black Lives Matter memoir.
Please give a big Sister Circle welcome to Patrice Cullen.
Yes. We are so happy.
Thanks for having me.
To have you down to the circle. Your book, of course, is about your life growing up in an all-white neighborhood, all-white schools, and the impact that had on you and your family, in addition to the call on your life.
Yes.
But Black Lives Matter. How have you been able to carry such a load?
Well, first of all, thank y'all for having me on. I'm so grateful. And writing this book has been so revealing. You go through so many things in your life, and having to put it all down in one place was healing, was challenging. But what I got to see, the through line of the book, was that I've always been a fighter. I've always been a fighter. My father used to call me Little Black Panther.
Okay.
Before I knew what that was.
Yeah.
And so, in a lot of ways, I feel like I was destined to help support this current civil rights movement.
Yes, beautiful.
You know what? I have a two-part question for you, Patrice. And it's in reference to your memoir. You talk about the systemic attacks that you endured growing up when you were younger. What I want to know is, how did you endure those attacks, you and your family, and how did you personally stay grounded through that situation in your life?
You know, I grew up in a neighborhood that was surrounded by white communities. I grew up in Los Angeles, but in a small suburb called Van Nuys.
Okay.
And the police were in our neighborhood a lot.
Yeah.
This was the height of the war on drugs, the height of the war on gangs, and so there was lots of helicopter policing, and oftentimes it was my brothers and their siblings being attacked and me witnessing it. I just knew in those moments that there was more than this.
Yes.
That this is not what our family deserved. This is not what our community deserved. And I was searching for something, and I think that's what kept me present. That's what kept me going, is I knew that there was more, and I just was waiting for that opportunity to open it up.
Yeah. You talk so much about the events that led to the co-founding of Black Lives Matter, particularly in 2013, the killing of Trayvon Martin.
Yes.
Were you surprised at how many people were waiting for your obedience to start Black Lives Matter?
I was surprised. I was surprised how quickly people showed up. I knew in my heart that this was necessary. You know, when Alicia Garza wrote Black Lives Matter on social media, and I put a hashtag on it, very quickly I was like, this is it. Yes. This is the thing that can galvanize us. Yeah. I hopped on a call with her. I've known Alicia for years, and I was like, let's do something. Let's make this bigger. Yeah. And then by about 48 hours later, I was writing on social media, Alicia Garza and I have created something called Black Lives Matter. I hope it's bigger than I can ever imagine.
Yes, and it has become that. It has become that. But in the same breath, people have called it a terrorist group. How damaging was that to the cause? And how have we been able to come from being covered in that type of light?
That's a great question. You know, the first time we were called a terrorist organization, it was by elected officials.
Oh my goodness!
It was by elected officials, and then I started seeing our face on, you know, Bill O'Reilly's old show, Boo. And then I started to read our names in Breitbart, and I was like, this is dangerous. You are wrongfully calling us a terrorist organization. Our group has always called for peace. We've always called for nonviolence. We've said, stop killing black people.
That's it.
Exactly. Yeah. And so it was shocking and it was disturbing. But I think we were able to really challenge that, and challenge it by our presence in the streets, our presence in classrooms, and we've definitely overcome. I still hear it, you know, trolls always call us a terrorist organization, but there's no elected official saying that anymore. Yeah.
Now, what is the most important thing that you want readers to walk away with after they read your memoir?
That this is a time to take action.
Yes.
There's no standing on the sidelines. And that if we don't take action, we are going to see the resurgence of the war on drugs at its height.
Action meaning what, Patrice? What
Yeah.
kind of action?
That's a good, great. So I think join an organization. You know, Black Lives Matter has 40 chapters around the world. Black Lives Matter is not just something that's here in this country. There's people in Canada and the United Kingdom. Honestly, wherever Black people are, we're fighting. We're
Yes.
fighting for our freedom. And
Yes.
so don't do it individually. Social media is not the only place where you can do activism. Join something.
Yes.
Yeah.
We're going to talk about more, how we can become active in these 40 chapters and how Black Lives Matter is way more than a hashtag.
Yes.
She's going to stick with us for the rest of our sisters to join in on a fuller circle discussion
Yes.
to continue our conversation.
The fullest
The fullest.
circle.
Patrice Collins is staying with us. Stay with us, okay?